What's going on, guys? Orochi here, and this is just a short introduction guide to the Terminator. I'm just going to talk about his base normals and specials. Then I'm going to follow up with a few more guides talking about his three variations, custom abilities, how to defend against the Terminator, and some of that stuff. Uh, I don't think I'm going to make a combo video. I think there's a lot of those already. You should probably check those out. Usually I check out Raptors videos. Usually they're really optimized. Just make sure you try the combos on females because you want to make sure it works on them as well. And just tweak them to your liking. I mean, you don't want to get the most optimized combo and only do it 30% of the time. So you want to go for something that you can get a lot. I do that a lot with my combos because my execution is not that good. So just tweak them if you need to. Um, Now to the Terminator. Um, First impressions, he just came out, is that he's a really solid character. He's probably mid-tier, but maybe on the top tier side. Uh, he gets to play a mix-up game that not many other characters play, which is overhead and lows with his forward 2 and his forward 3. If you're a rushdown player that likes to be in your opponent's face, mixing them up and just melting that life bar, then you're probably gonna like this character. Especially if you like rushdown, like Jackie or Jax, just always want to be in your face. Uh, I think this character's for you. Especially also if you are grappler, you like grappling characters, command grabs. This character has a lot of command grabs. Yeah, so you definitely want to be playing this character, and he's got a command grab in every variation, so that's pretty good for him. So he has some of the fastest normals in the game: 6-frame poke, 7-frame jab, 10-frame mid. He also has some really good anti-airs. Down 2 is really good. Down 3 lows profile, and usually you can get them. He's got a anti-air grab, and in one of his variations, he's got a air-to-air grab that you can reset and go into a combo or go into a standing reset. Um, so yeah, that's pretty good. I also want to talk about his movement. Movement is kind of on the slow side. Really slow walk speed, especially back. The walking back is really slow. Um, So it's not the greatest. He does have a good wave dashing though, so I don't know if you're familiar with that technique, but something like that. I'm not really good at it. You can close in the gap, and it's really scary, when he's coming at you like that. Um, it's pretty scary, especially with his big subs, or if he has fatal blow and you see him coming like that, they wave dashing. Your opponent just wants to block. They're scared that you can go like that into fatal blow. Um, so yeah, that'll help you moving in because he definitely struggles with zoning. If you're at this range against Setron or Scarlet or Sonya, even probably Sonya's worse, you're gonna struggle. You can do this, but here you're not gonna be able to react. So you're gonna be, dashing and doing something like this and blocking. So you're gonna be trying to get in a lot. Um, So yeah, that's one of his downsides, and his other downside is even though his normals are really fast, they have really short range. I mean, that's his mid, and it has like barely any range. So he has fast normals, but they're really slow. Once you get into his advancing strings, they're 18 and 19 frames. They're on the slow side, and I mean these strings with you know it makes sense that they're slow because they're overhead and low mix up. His best range is his 4-4. That's probably his best advancing mid, and it's not even that good. You gotta be kind of close. And if they dash back, then they might be able to full combo punish you because he has some recovery. I mean, look at that. It takes a while for me to go back into the neutral. So So he pretty much has to be in your face. You know, he wants to be here, even if it's not your turn. You want to be here so you can counter the attack. His down four is pretty good. So you know, we're talking about the normals, so let's talk about them. All right, so let's talk about his normals. His standing one is a 7 frame high. Uh, Very fast, close range, -3 on block. It's great for staggers, so you can do something like that, or you know, something after jump-ins, going to a stagger. Um, One of the fastest jabs in the game, is pretty solid, you know, for interrupting stuff. His back one is a 13 frame mid, and it has its range is not so bad, so you can get some punishes with this. But it has a follow-up grab automatically, which is, you know, in the air. So on hit, it's supposed to hit him up and then you grab him. But on block, you know, it's kind of death on block. So the interesting thing about it is you can special cancel this, so you can do something like that. But you know, this is it's an okay mid. I wouldn't use this in the neutral a lot. His down one is a 6 frame move, and it's one of the fastest in the game. It's only -4 on block, so it's not too bad. And then on hit, I believe it has 12 frames of hit advantage, so you can easily gel into your standing one strength. So, uh, so, so you do something like that. Your opponent's got a block, so they can't counter poke. Or they'll get hit. And it's really cool because, you know, you can hit confirm that. And it's got a lot of frame advantage, so it's not like other down ones where they only got 2 frames to hit confirm, which is almost kind of impossible, especially online. So that's good for him. Standing 2 is 9 frames, about the same range as his standing 1, but he has a strength that's plus on block. I think it's +2. Yeah. Back 2 is a 13 frame high, and it covers a small space. You're mostly going to use this for some specific combos. Definitely don't throw this into neutral. As far as anti-airs, there's better anti-airs. Forward 2 is an 18 frame advancing overhead, and it's special cancelable. It's pretty much unreactable, so it's going to lead to a lot of his game plan with his 19 frame low. Down 2 is a decent anti-air, and of course, you know, it has a crush and roll. Standing 3 is 11 frame high, and it has really short range. Maybe on certain combos, but I don't see it being used that much. You can use it as an anti-air, but I think there's better options. Back 3 is his fastest mid at 10 frames, but it has really short distance. It does decent damage on hit. This is useful when you get a jumping kick 3. You can do that, and it'll, if they're trying to poke out, they'll get hit. It's also useful, you know, if you block their down 1 and they keep trying to mash, you can counter with this, and then go into, you know, reset. Forward 3 is his 19 frame low. You know, that's the part of his 50-50 game plan. It also takes throws on the command grab, so that's another mix-up there, especially since the next one's an overhead. Most people are gonna try to stem block. Down 3 is a 9 frame low, and has about the same range as his down 1. But he has great anti-air properties, so this is gonna be kind of your main anti-air here. Let's try this. So you see, really good anti-air. Standing 4, 14 frame high, and besides combos and maybe some anti-airs, I don't see it, you throwing this in the neutral. It's just, you know, it's kind of slowish. They can hit you out of it. Back 4 is a slow sweep attack, and he has more range than some of his other moves, but it's minus 12. So I don't really recommend using this a lot. Don't really see much advantage besides the knockdown. Forward 4 is a 16 frame advancing mid, longest range normal, and it's only minus 1 on block. So you can check your opponent with the down 1 after. Down 4 is a 10 frame low, and it's 13 on hit. Pushback doesn't really guarantee much. So usually what I do is, if I get on hit, is I try to go in and do another one. That's what's been working for me so far. I was trying to do this, but it seems like people usually jump out of it. And you kind of have to do a micro dash to even try it, because if you do it like this, sometimes it'll whiff like that. But you know, it's a really good tool in the neutral. You know, once you're closing the gap, that's probably your main go-to thing. Because you know, this stuff is kind of slow. They really have to be respecting you. His jump 1 is 8 frames, just your standard air to air. Jump 2 is pretty much your jumping attack, and you know, you can go into your overhood or low, you know. Jump 3 is if you're trying to do, you know, your frame traps on block, or you know, if you're trying to stop their wake up, whatever it is, or high damage combos, you know, just your usual stuff. Let's set them to block so you can see the frame advantage. So pretty high is like +5. Usually it's plus anywhere from +4 to +6. And on the low side you can get up to +15, +10 to +15. So you can gel some stuff. If they respect it, you can go for a grab or you can go for your 50-50. Pretty standard hop attacks, but it's worth mentioning that this is a crushing blow. If the attack is punish or it counters. Throw attacks, it kind of sucks for him because they kind of throw the opponent really far away. You know, he wants to be in your face, and then it's like, now I gotta go back in. I usually prefer to do his forward throw because it seems like, you know, I get there faster than the back throw. So I usually would recommend this unless you're trying to throw them towards the corner. Then definitely the back throw. Or you know, you're doing your mix-ups and they expect a forward throw, you do your back throw, you know. Let's talk about his combo strings, which he doesn't have too many. Just what you see on the screen. So it's not too hard to remember them. 1-2 is -5 on block, so useful to stagger. Go for your grab after. Or you can go into a poke. 1-2-1 is also -1 on block. And this one you can special cancel it. So you know, this is one of his main hit confirm strings, because it's 3 of them and it's safe, so it's pretty good. What else we have? 1-2-3, -3 that ends in a low. So you know, if you have like an overhead like in Destroyer, you can go for something like this, or you know, kind of this mix up, just a small mix up that's safe. 2-1, -5 on block, so it's, you know, pretty much another stagger. Follow up to that is 1-2-1, which is +2 on block. Usually the best thing you can do there is do a down 4. Unless you're in the corner. And now forward 2 grab is an overhead followed by a grab. So the opponent has to duck or block it. They can block low like this and it'll whiff. and then they can full combo punish you. So you know you can get away with that against players that don't know how to deal with the Terminator. Um, but after a while, you're gonna get punished really hard if you try to do that. Let me see if I can give you an example. So, yeah, so you'll see a lot of that. So you don't want to go too crazy with that. Back 3-1 is 10 frame mid starter. It's only -7 on block, so safe for the most part. And back 3-1-2 is the follow up, and he has decent pushback, but it's really bad on whiff. It's really punishable. It has a lot of range, uh, so you can throw this out in the neutral as well. But just don't whiff because it's really punishable. 4-3-2 is main combo start. It's a low overhead, and you can get some nice mirrorless combos with it. So your opponent usually wants to block low. Uh, probably they probably take the low rather than the overhead, because you can get 27% with no meter, which is pretty good. 3-4 complements his other string, and it's pretty safe with pushback. So let me show you here. Of course, you can see that he has a crushing blow as well, and I think you get that if the first attack misses. So you get the crushing blow like that. And there's the pushback, so kind of on the safe side. So let's talk about his special moves. He has Sawed Off, which is 31 frame projectile, which is really slow, and you can amplify it 2 times. If you amplify it backwards, you get mid attacks, which they do some good chip damage, which is good for closing out rounds. It also has a crushing blow that triggers, if the other 2 attacks. If it connects after missing 2 shots. So if they duck it twice and then you get a combo, you get a crushing blow. Let's talk about his killing machine, which is his projectile parry move, which is down back 3. And you can hold it and it can take a bunch of projectiles. You don't take any damage, so it's good. If you're with the lively, then you don't need to go in. You can use this to stall. It has a slow startup though, 57 frames according to that. So you definitely can't use it here on reaction. You're gonna get hit before you can do this. Now let's talk about his command grab, because it's different in the variations, but it's worth to talk about. It's his main damage combo ender. So if you're going for damage, you want to end in command grab. It throws down 1 to command grab and down 3 to command grab. You can also tick throw that. Same with forward 3, so you get good mix-ups out of it. And it's 11 frames. It's got a really good range. He kind of goes forward when it grabs the guy. Let's talk about his fatal blow real quick. Oops. I'm done. It's 18 frame mid, and it doesn't really have a lot of range. So I think it's a decent fatal blow. It's not overpowered like some other ones. Really good anti-air. You grab them out of the air. So if they jump at you, they can cross you up. So you gotta be careful. But like at this range, if they jump at you, you can use it. It does really good damage. I think it does like 35%. it also combos of the overhead and the low. So if you get into a situation where you're up close and you have like a standing reset, you can do something like that, and it'll you close the match. So it's pretty good in that regard. So let's talk about his base kit. His game plan is mainly to go in, right? And he has the overhead and the low mix-up. Uh, so when I talk about his 50-50, this is what I'm referring to right there, the low and the overhead. Now, you can hit confirm any string into shotgun. Usually you're gonna hit confirm 1-1 into that. 13. So you get 13 frames of hit advantage, so you can go into your standing 4-4, which is your mid, and it'll catch people jumping out of there, and you can go straight right into. You don't need to dash. There may be some situations where it doesn't hit, but for the most part, you can do your 4-4 after. Oh yeah, if you're mid screen, you can use a meter, and I do this a lot, and you're at 16 frames of hit advantage. So you can go into your overhead, or you can go into your low. Usually they're gonna block your low, so you want to start by mixing them up with your overhead, so you can get a lot of damage with this. Another thing to mention is that you can gel your 1-1, so you can kind of loop it. And if they're disrespecting, if they try to do anything but block, they're gonna get hit again. So you can do. Let's see how much damage this does. So you could do something like that. So if they're disrespecting you, you can get away with a lot of stuff. So they definitely want to block after that. It's worth mentioning that his 404 is plus 18 on hit, and you can go straight into your mix-up. You can also do the low. And you can also gel the 1-1. So you want to hit confirm that block. You can do your down 1, which is 6 frames. Let's talk about his down 1 as well. Plus 12 on hit. So you want to practice this. Random attack. You want to hit confirm that. You definitely want to have them dock. That way you can see, you can try to see. Now on Oki, I feel his down 3 and down 4 are probably his best options to cover wake ups. Doing your overhead or your low is really risky. I mean, if you have the right rate, it'll pay off, but otherwise you have a lot of recovery. 37 frames of recovery, 31 frames. I mean, you're gonna get full combo punish. You're gonna get hit on wake up with a jab or something if you miss something like that. So usually I like to play it safe and go for this. Even with a poke on wake up. This has some good recovery, 17 frames. So if they roll forward, you can go into your high. So you can do stuff like that. If they try to counter attack, then you'll hit them out of it. A lot of the times I go for the down 4, because it'll go under some attacks, some up 3s as well. So you can do this into a special and you can punish them. So pretty much his game plan is to be in your face no matter what, even if he's minus a block. Yeah, he can steal his turn back. and it's really scary to be up close against this character. You also want to get good at hit confirming all your pokes. So you can go into your mix-ups, or you can, start gelling stuff. It's a tough character to learn. There's no move you spam, up here. Like you have to go in and be right here. And then once you get in, you gotta make it count. You gotta do a lot of damage, which he can do. Um, but yeah, that's it for this introduction tutorial for the Terminator. Um, Hopefully I get to finish this destroyer variation tutorial. Um, so you can expect that sometime soon. Hopefully in a few days, and then I'll start learning his other variations. And in that tutorial, I'm just gonna go more in depth with that variation, like what his game plan is and some of his gimmicks that he has and mix-ups. But yeah, I hope you found this video helpful. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you like this video and want to see more, just leave a like and hit that sub button. And also be sure to follow my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/OrochiFGC, because I'm going to be playing some Terminator there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.